I've got several books behind me. Literally, they're on the shelf over there. No, but seriously, all about presentation, production, news reading, interviewing skills, legal issues as well, for radio, for broadcast, social media too. I'm Peter Stewart. Welcome to today's episode of Get a Better Broadcast Podcast and Voiceover Voice. So, as I mentioned yesterday, we're now embarking on a whole series of episodes, all to do with different kinds of script reading skills in all sorts of genres, all different kinds of platforms as well. And each of these will mean using your voice in a slightly different way. The projection, the tone, the inflection, the intonation, all sorts of things going on with all sorts of these different kind of, voiceover categories, if you like. Lots of opportunities in the offing. As I say, it's not a series of episodes about how to get into the business, but it is a series of episodes about how to use your voice once you are in, or how to get a better voice so you are more likely to stand a chance of getting a job when you go down that particular road. Your voice is being used in different ways for all of these different kinds of situations. So let's run through a few of these today and also tomorrow as well. Wide-ranging, of course, voiceover categories, including but not limited to the following. There's animation. So this may include character voices in TV cartoon shows and movies. I mean, Tom Hanks playing Woody in Toy Story, Kristen Bell as Anna in Frozen. Yeah, the animation series of voiceover opportunities that you may want to get into. And we'll be talking about those a little bit later on in a week or so's time. So think about how you may be using your voice in that, different kind of characterizations and so on. There could also be announcements. Yeah, recorded messages in places like elevators, doctors' waiting rooms, large stores and airports, telling people about where to go, what the special offers are, where the different departments are, perhaps in an emergency as well, where to go, what to do, that kind of thing. There's audiobooks. We're going to be spending quite a bit of time looking in depth at audiobooks, a narrator reading word for word from a novel, including character acting, of course, and also non-fiction books as well. Now, what you've got to bear in mind, and as I say, we're going to be looking at these in a bit more depth in a few days' time, these books are not usually written to be read aloud, and doing it can be a pretty long and demanding business, but it is an opportunity for you if you like using your voice. There's audio guides. Yeah, have you thought about this? The last time you went to a museum or a gallery, you were perhaps offered an audio guide. It could be something you download to your phone. It could be using the headphones that someone else has used, that you could be going around and listening to, describing the displays, giving information such as restrooms and shop facilities, and guiding you around the various galleries. Commercial voiceovers or advertisements. Well, we're mostly familiar with these, of course. Ads for products and services heard on platforms such as TV and radio, but also cinema, movies, websites, digital streaming platforms like Amazon or Spotify as well. There's continuity. Now, continuity announcements are more prevalent in some parts of the world than others. We're talking about TV channels. We have lots of continuity between shows here in the United Kingdom. It's less obvious in places like the United States, where they're going to be going for more imaging and built promotions, but we still have a bit more kind of laid-back continuity, linking the different programs. Coming up in 5 minutes, there's this time tomorrow, there's that. Coming up in a few moments' time, we've got the news, that kind of thing. But continuity, recorded or live announcements for TV channels, linking and promoting upcoming shows. There's also, Anna, have you thought about this? Dialogue replacement. We're going to be looking at dialogue replacement as well in a bit of depth. Speaking an actor's lines in another language, or replacing one single line where there's been a slight change of script. More dubbing. We're talking about dubbing, as I say, in a few weeks' time. There's e-learning. So training or educational material, either for staff, things like new health and safety protocols, or for the general public, how to apply for a passport or a driving license, that kind of thing. The right voice needs to be engaging and sound knowledgeable. And finally for today, we've got some more of these tomorrow, explainer videos or promotional videos or corporate videos. Yeah, short videos literally explaining what your business does or what your product is. Now, these can often be found on product or shop websites, explaining features of an item, or used to explain, say, a Kickstarter campaign. Yeah, those kinds of things. Corporate videos usually explaining the ethos or the future direction of a company. All of these are using voiceovers. So if any of those kind of piqued your interest in the voiceover world, as I say, it's not my intention to help you get into these different businesses, but it is my intention to help you realize the different ways your voice could be used in these different platforms for these different kinds of situations. So we're going to be touching on a lot of these. We're going to be going into a couple of them in much more depth, and we're going to be running down the rest of the list tomorrow as Get a Better Broadcast Podcast and Voiceover Voice continues. From London, I'm Peter Stewart.